Hey guys, welcome to another lesson. This is distinguishing prepositions from adverbs, pages 209 to 210. So let's get started. So in our last lesson, we learned about prepositions and the object of prepositions. We learned that, the preposition here, prepositions, and the object of the prepositions, OP, they're best friends, right? You cannot have a preposition without an object of the preposition, okay? And remember that objects of prepositions are always nouns or pronouns, all right? So you can't have one without the other. Okay, let's go over some things real quick. I have an example here. Let me move this away real quick. So, all right. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay, so here's some couple examples here. First one is they looked around the room for the toy. Okay, so what's the preposition here? Look for the preposition word. All right, the monkey ran what? The box. The monkey ran, looked, they? No, around? Yep, monkey ran around the box. So this is a preposition here around the what? What's the object afterwards? See, the room. Yep, so the very next noun is usually the object of the preposition. Okay, so here's my prepositional phrase here. So this is a preposition, and this is the object of the preposition. So one thing I missed in our last lesson, I should have told you guys, is that you can have more than one prepositional phrase in a sentence, okay? So here's another one. For is also a preposition, right? Preposition. And what's the object of the preposition? What's the first noun afterwards? The toy, yeah. So this is another prepositional phrase here. So a sentence can have two or more prepositional phrases, right? Not just one. Okay, so sorry, I should have mentioned that in the last lesson. So here's another example. So Giannis stayed around. Okay, so actually this, I'll try to use all you guys as example eventually. So Giannis is the first one. So one thing to keep in mind here, guys, is that, prepositional words can also be an adverb, okay? So it can either be an adverb or a preposition. So in this lesson, we're trying to figure out which one they are because they can't be both, all right? Because you guys remember prepositions, they answer two questions. Usually they're words that tell us when and where, okay? So like around, right? Around tells us where, and there's other words that tells us when, like, until or after, right? All right, and adverbs. If you guys remember our lesson on adverbs, these are words that answer a lot of questions. So one of the questions they answer is when. So adverbs also answer when, and they also answer the question where, and there's two more. They answer how, and lastly, they answer how much, or Rebecca puts it, to what extent? To what extent? Okay. So both prepositions and adverbs, they both answer where and when, okay? That's what they have in common. Okay, so in this lesson, you're trying to figure out if a word is either a preposition or an adverb, okay? Usually these are words that answer when and where, okay? So moving on. For example, so for example here, um, around, okay? Is this a preposition or an adverb? This is an adverb. All right, even though around was a preposition here in this sentence, it's not always a preposition because we know that a preposition needs an object, okay? Is there a object or a noun after around? No, right? It's the last word in the sentence. So if there's no object here, if there's no object, remember, a preposition needs an object. If there's no object of the preposition, then this cannot be a preposition. It's an adverb. Okay, So prepositions need to have an object or noun or pronoun that it's referring to. Okay, without it, it's not a preposition, it's an adverb. So I'll go over more examples about that. I know that's probably kind of confusing. So let's continue on. So in this part here, let me clear up some space here. Here's a formula I kind of thought up to help you guys figure out if a word is a preposition or an adverb. Okay, so first you want to look for a word. Just look for a preposition, a word that could be a preposition, and if there's an object at the following the preposition, then it's a preposition. But if the word that you think might be a preposition doesn't have an object, like this one here, then it's an adverb. Okay, so here's some examples to kind of put that into practice. Here's another one. All right, so first one, Leo turned on the computer. Okay. So what is the preposition here? The monkey ran what? The box. Can you find it? Yeah, it's on, right? So on is a preposition, or it could be. Let's see. Is there an object at the end? On the computer, yeah. Computer. So this is the preposition, and this is the object. Okay, so yeah, this is a preposition because because there is an object after the word on. Okay, so same thing here. You see on again here, but is there an object following the word on? No. So if there's minus an object, no object, then it's a what? Yeah. So this word is an adverb. Okay. So the same word can either be a preposition or an adverb. So let's look at some more examples. So here's the next one. Masha went in the house. All right. So what's the word that could be a preposition here? The monkey ran. What? The monkey ran in, right? The box. So in could be a preposition or an adverb. Let's see. Is there an object attached to it afterwards? The house. Yeah. There is object or there is a noun, right? Next, following the word. Okay, so this is a preposition, right? And this is the object. Yeah. You can just abbreviate preposition as, what was it? I believe it was pre, right? Yeah, or prep. Okay. Let's look at this one. Masha went in. So in, same word here, but is this a preposition or an adverb? Right, it's an adverb because why? Because is there an object or a noun afterwards? No, right? It's at the end of the sentence. So this is an adverb, okay? Because there's no object afterwards. Let's go over a little bit more. Let's see here. All right, I gotta erase this right now. Okay, let's move on down. So how about you try to figure out this one? Okay, the plane soared above the clouds. Okay, so look for the preposition first, and yeah, look for a word that could be a preposition, and see if it's an adverb or a preposition. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that. Pause the video. Okay, so let's go over it. So, where's the preposition in the sentence? The plane soared above the clouds. So the monkey ran what? Yep, above the box. So above is a preposition. Tells us, it answers the question where. And is there an object afterwards? Yeah, clouds, right? So is this a preposition or an adverb? It's a preposition. Okay, I gotta start writing just prep. Okay, so the plane soared above. So above, looking at that again, and of course, it's a what? Yes, it's an adverb because there's no object right afterwards. There's no object here. It's at the end of the sentence, right? So you guys might notice something. A lot of times, if the word is at the end of the sentence, it's always going to be a what? It's always going to be an adverb, right? Yeah. So that's one trick you can use. Okay. So let's keep going. All right. So I got to erase this also. Hold on. Okay. So he was lagging behind when we climbed the hill. All right. So this is where things get a little bit confusing. All right. So change colors. He was lagging behind when we climbed the hill. So look for a word that could be a preposition. What do you think? The monkey ran blank the box. Yeah, behind. Okay, so this could be an adverb or it could be a preposition. Let's see. Is there an object at the end? So you might be tempted to say we is the object of behind, right? You might say, okay, this is the prepositional phrase here. Behind when we. Okay, but something you have to know is that these prepositional phrases, like above the clouds, these, even though above is a preposition word, this phrase here could act as an adverb, like one long adverb describing sword. Okay, so where did they soared? They soared above the clouds, right? Yeah. So these could modify the verb soar by telling us, where, right? Like what adverbs usually do. Same thing here. Masha went in the house. So this phrase, right, in the house. So where did she go? Where did she went to? She went in the house. So this prepositional phrase here in the house acts like a adverb, okay? So look down here. So behind when we. Can this be a prepositional phrase? Okay, let's see if it modifies this word lagging. So lagging where? Behind when we? Doesn't really make sense. Lagging when? Behind when we? No, right? So this is definitely not a preposition, okay? So behind is definitely not a preposition. It's an adverb, okay? So I know that's kind of confusing, but yeah. I think most of the problems are going to be more like this. So as long as you understood these three examples, I think you should be good for this worksheet. Okay. So let me correct this real quick. So let me clean this up. Okay, sorry. Let's see if I can erase this. Nope. Okay. All right. That's fine. So we know that behind here is an adverb. Okay. Adverb, not a preposition, because there's no object at the end here. And also when is an adverb, okay? So when you have an adverb followed by another adverb, we know that this can't be a preposition, okay? Has to be an adverb. I know, confusing. But don't worry about that. I think there's only one example in the worksheet. Okay. He searched behind the shelf. So what is the preposition word? Or what could be the preposition word? Yeah, so behind again, right? Behind, is there an object or noun at the words? Yes, right? Shelves. So if there's an object with the preposition, it's a preposition, right? Yeah. So let's see if this phrase, behind the shelves, could it be act as an adverb describing searched? See, he searched where? Behind the shelves. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so that works. So this is behind is a preposition. Okay. If you're confused about that, don't worry. Yeah, there's only maybe like one or two problems um, that yeah you might have trouble with. Okay, so let's go over some of the oops. Let's go over some of the examples here. You didn't see that already. All right, so it says identify the underlined word by writing preposition or adverb. in the blank. If the word is a preposition, circle its object. So circle it, right? Okay. So the painting fell down when the nail came out of the wall. So we're looking at this underlined word here. And we're asking ourselves, is this a preposition or an adverb? Okay, so if it's a preposition, then there should be an object at the end here, right? Okay, so the painting fell down when the nail. Let's see if there's a noun afterwards, after down. So when the nail. So you might be tempted to say nail is the object. But remember our last, what I just said, when is an adverb always. So when a word is followed by an adverb, it's usually an adverb. Okay, I know. Don't worry if it's confusing to you. So this is an adverb. You can also test it. So if you think this is a prepositional phrase, down when the nail, okay, test it. Does it modify fell? Does it describe fell? He fell when? Down when the nail? No, doesn't make sense. He fell where? Down when the nail? No. So this phrase here can't act as a prepositional phrase, right? So this down has to be an adverb. Let's do number 2. He looked down the street to make sure no one was coming. So down. Is it an adverb or a preposition? What do you think? Is there an object or a noun following after down? Let's see. Down the street. Okay, yeah. So there is an object, street. Street is a noun, right? Where, a place. So this down has to be a preposition. All right. So you guys are just going down the list here, looking at the word and writing down whether it's an adverb or a preposition. All right. And if it is a preposition, you have to circle the object, like what we did here. Okay. So hopefully that's not too bad. All right. So let's go to the next page. Let's see what's on the back here. Okay, here's the next one. Right B, to is a preposition, to is an adverb, to is a noun or an adjective. Write one sentence with each word on notebook paper. So this shouldn't be too bad. Remember, this to is like, I'm going to so, right? Like it tells where you're going. This to is like too much or something, right? Like I have too much, sorry, things to do today. This to is like the number, right? So next one, write C. On notebook paper, write 2 sentences using along as an adverb and a preposition. So this might be a little bit trickier. You have to use the word along. So if you want to use it as an adverb, you should probably use it in the phrase, use it at the end of a sentence, okay? Yeah, so that would be the easiest thing. If you want to use it as a preposition, you should probably use the phrase along the, right? And this should be a noun here, an object, right? Okay, so think D, you guys should be good. Just look at the word, see if it's a noun, verb, pronoun, adjective, adverb, or a preposition. All right, yeah, you should be able to do the rest on your own. Okay, so if you have any questions, just remember you can always ask me. All right, take care.